Cause of death was blunt force trauma. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is it's something the proprietor ran off with. The perpetrator, sorry. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No, 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 I bet he made it disappear with magic. What if the monkey stole one of the trophies? And then walloped the guy on the head with it. For whatever reason. I think we have a good feel of the details of the event. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean we're gonna get him out? You mean we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now we've wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness. I'm not even off the stand yet. Get off it. Obviously, but that is due to you being slow and unable to take a hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Ms. Von Karma, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben the Ventriloquist. I wonder if Trillo will show up on the stand as well. Oh, he'll have to do. Yep, there we go. This is weird. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Triloquist. I'm employed as an operatic tenor. Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. That robe must be cutting off your circulation. I said I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Me, 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 me. The world of law, exciting, daring, guilt or innocence, blah, blah, blah. Decided by the judge, dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think? It had a good rhyme. No, it didn't. It's just the lyrics, they leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trillo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up. Just look at you. Just look at your nose. You wouldn't think you'd have sense to fix it. It's so ugly, I want to punch you in the face. On the off chance of swelling it up would help. You know what your nose is? The reason you'll never be an A-lister star. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order! Order! I demand to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me. So I'll let Trillo handle this. I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about getting tested. Ow! You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now, let's proceed. She knows. She's like, look, he's weird. Deal with it. Just go with it, Judge. What did you witness? Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge, I mean the clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza entrance. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. Very brief. You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene, you're sure of that? Without a doubt, he had his silk hat, his cloak, and his dumb white roses on his chest, so there were roses. How can you mistake someone with a crazy get-up and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough, I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown? That's right, dress boy. Dress boy. Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown also committed the crime? Excuse me, Judge, I'm the one who's supposed to cross-examine, not you. Thank you. He's got a fair point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit. Why is that? Here's absolute proof. A silk hat. This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Ah. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Brain bow. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Okay, I guess she's the boss again today. Right. So once it was over, I left the tent with the stooge, I mean the clown. The clown, you're talking about Mo? Of course I'm talking about the old fart. He's so pathetic I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good. Poor guy. We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack. Then what happened? Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. Right, so first they went to the lodging house to take the clown back. And then they left again. He didn't tell us that though. The clown, Mo, said that he just came back to his room and then went to go take a nap. So why the plaza entrance? To do some thinking, of course. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good thunker. At least my teacher said I was. And my mum says I'm handsome. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing that snobby three-piece getup? Snobby three-piece getup? Get the wax out of your ears, lawyer. Nowadays, you're like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece getup. Jeez, could you be any more dense altogether now? Silk hat, cloak, white roses, the whole court. Dude, get on the same page. Thank you. Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions. Well, I think you should. Shut up. He was the only one heading that way, so how could that punk not be the killer? You saw Max and only Max, right, Trillo? That's right, and that makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way at night. That makes sense. That makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to this story than meets the eyes. There's something amiss in this. Is there? I mean, anybody could wear the robe and the hat. I guess he could have seen him if he came out of the big top to head to the lodging house. We assume that this area on here, bottom, is where the entrance is. Which I guess it is. But when he came out, he would have seen the other guy going in. So it's not a matter of geography. Well, there is no proof it was Max. Let's just go with that. Wait a second. There's no proof that the witness saw Maximilian Galactica. Hey, you still don't get it, do you? I saw what I saw. It was Max's three-piece joke of a costume. Alright, let's say it all together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Yes, but who was in it? Thank you. I think you should study up on your celebrities, Mr. Wright. Great, I'm getting shut down by a toy. When the police showed up and took the magic boy away, let's carry on with this one. Let's try the other options. Since it's free, we don't get penalised for picking the wrong ones. So Ben only saw Max. That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max? Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose the witness could have seen? Right, what did Gumshoe say? Well, I mean, he should have seen Russell. He said he was the only person heading that way. He should have also seen Russell heading that way. That's the victim. That's correct. If Trillo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Ah! Obviously the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. The witness couldn't have seen him. Anyone else, anyone with sense could have figured that out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? It's also according to your first witness, but okay. If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he just, as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? Ah, I see. Seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt the witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony. Trillo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Yes. Welcome back, King Pulsar. What did you have for food, for dinner? What yummies did you consume? Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Reggie, which is probably why Max clonked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. I have no idea what it's called in English. We call it nasi. I must know what this is. Nasi. Is it, there's quite a few nasis. Is it nasi goreng? That looks quite nice. Or is it nasi lemak? Looks tasty either way, if that's what you had. It's similar, my mum just does whatever. Ah, it's like a home version. Alright, so let's question this. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would have been around... Hey, what time was it? Huh? I think it was... I'd say a bit after 10:30 PM. Practice ended at 10 PM, so you hung around the lodging house the entire time? I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you didn't just... can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is... Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you were waiting for someone. What? Who said we were waiting for someone? Mr. Phoenix Wright. We can all do without your off-handed theories. But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm onto something. Mr. Wright. Who do you suppose the witness is waiting for out in the cold night? Well, that would be Reggie, of course. Welcome back, Erikai. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And that one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Reggie. Oh god! Oh Jesus, the guy just exploded! You were waiting outside for Reggie to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? And pull yourself together, man. What have I done? I didn't do it! He just popped. Puppet murderer. It wasn't me. You all saw it. I'm innocent. Where's your proof? Objection. Look at this photograph. Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares how I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it. Well, 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 the puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. Eh? Alright. There is obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. Oh, boom, there he goes again! Double murder! That makes perfect sense. What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max. Ow! Why do you feel like Regina is a pun name? It might be, but it is also an actual name, so... There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. Alright, alright. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true I was waiting for Reggie. Ah, pain! Don't volunteer things! Too late, he done did it. Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. We can handle the truth here. When used for a person, it's usually pronounced Regina instead of Regina. Oh, right. I've always ever heard it pronounced as Regina, so... But I'm pronouncing it Reggie because I lost the coin flip to Alchemist, so... Were you or were you not waiting for Reggie at the entrance to the lodging house? I was. I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Waiting to propose? What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage? That, the matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case. You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit. More pain! Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give her. I kept it in my pocket waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also hid it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Bullshit. We've got it. We already found the ring. It was in the monkey's treasure hoard. You were going to propose. You, a puppet. Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love. I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too. Exactly! Oh my god, his honor is looking a little less than honorable right now. Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with the cross-examination. What was with the sigh at the end? My poor ears and brain heard different when Matt pronounced her name. Yes, we've already had this problem. Right, so he was going to propose to her. By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct? To Reggie? Of course, that's what I meant. What kind of stupid question is that? I wasn't going to propose that we become some sort of outlaw biker gang together. That would have been cooler. Right, Ben? Yeah. Got it? That's the truth. Yeah, Alchemist did a coin flip earlier and asked me to pronounce it differently for the rest of the case. So he even had something to give her. What was it exactly that you planned to give her? You know exactly what I was going to give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Reggie's beauty. Really did it. Answer his question, what was it? You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. Engagement ring? Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright's Joker's gone too far. Time for this to end right here. Put the whip down, Franziska. The whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. An angel and a devil at the same time. Yes, he is. Blessing and a curse, yes. Pain equals bad or push on anyway. Push on. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet is— Ow! Jesus! I advise you to cut this argument short. Okay. I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony, specifically about the engagement ring? I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology. You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. Alright, so we planned on giving an engagement ring now, is how it's read. I guess to play on Regal since she's seen as the princess of the troop. Yeah. That's probably why they chose the name. But now when your alignment is chaotic neutral. I don't know, kind of leaning towards... Maybe not... Well, I guess neutral, yeah. Okay, we'll give you neutral, that's fine. Definitely chaotic, though. An engagement ring? Uh-huh. It's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. Oh, wow. Even more brilliant than the real thing. Like Regina is gonna love it. Just a ring. What's the matter, Nick? Well, there's got to be something I can catch him on. Yeah, there is. He said he keeps it in his pocket and still has it. Kept it in my pocket waiting for the chance to give it to her. I did slip up, I know. As soon as I said it, I was like, God damn it. Whose pocket was the ring in? Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You've got to be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off? I'm sorry. Really. You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing. Really? I know, yeah. I've slipped a few times and I did say I will slip. But yes. We need a slip-up counter. I'm not making a slip-up counter. Oh. Must have had a customer at the time. You probably did, yeah. Who is gonna be the puppet master? Who will be Reggie? Mysteries. Also, I had it in my pocket. He was gonna present it. Okay, let's question that. So you went to the lodging house to give it to her? That's right. I tried to give it her during the practice so many times I lost count, but this uppity snob kept getting in the way. Uppity snob. Couldn't possibly talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his wood block in half, and not with magic. Damn. Yeah, Max, could you keep it down over there? Well, they always say that love creates rivalries. So what about this present? In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her. We still got it in the pocket. Well, we know he hasn't, but I'm going to question first. So you're still thinking of trying to give it to Reggie? Of course I am. I spent 3 months' salary on this thing. I'm not going to give it up that easy. Spent 3 months' salary on a piece of glass? Wow. I wonder how much he receives for appearing at the circus. Not a lot, apparently. Probably more than he deserves. What about it, Nick? I think it's about time to unwrap this toy's testimony. That's the spirit, Nick. Give him heck. The judge has a dazed and confused look again. Maybe he should get out more? Alright. Present. Where is it? Oh, it's over there. Yeah, we'll go this way. The ring! Hello, do you mind if I show you something? What is it? What are you talking about? Uh-oh, looks like they're going to double team me now. Do you recognize this ring? Ah, that's mine. Give it back. Thief! Thief! Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said in the end I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here? Boom! Ah! What's going on here? That's... Ben, say something. Don't put me on the spot like that, Trillo. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room they put money, like a bank vault? Ah, that filthy monkey is gonna get what's coming to him. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court. Well, Your Honor, money really is a monkey, in every sense of the word. Ah, I see. Well then, money likes to go after the shiniest things he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Shiny things. I know, poor guy, abused by a toy. Trillo, when was the ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time, you know, that night, the night of the crime. What did you just say? Details, I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right after? Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Well, I guess you might, be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. Oh, ow, ow, oh, no, God, no. Ben, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trillo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted a thing, not I, Mr. Trilloquist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey money. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? It's all this slow, loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away. That is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Prove an important point? What could that possibly be? No, Ben doesn't exercise enough. Also, the testimony has a flaw. He went back to the murder scene afterwards. There's a huge contradiction in the witness's testimony. Contradiction? The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance of the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there's no possible way that this witness saw the plaza at that time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It's entirely possible that someone else other than the defendant was at the scene. Oh. Well then, tell me this, Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Well, they obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max. While the defense's argument does hold water, this witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant. What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar. Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night. I've told you so many times, you think you'd know my story's not changing. You've already changed your story, stick boy, and I'm sure it will change some more. Where there's one lie, there's usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah. I give you that I was waiting that night for Reggie, but that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. He said good evening. Well, I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could be mistaken someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. But that's it. He's constantly zoning in on that. He saw those 3 signature pieces of clothing. but he didn't see the face. So that means that Money didn't show up until after you saw Max? That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. Then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him. How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see. I'd say about, suppose 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. So they're thinking that Max waited in ambush. Question everything. So you were only concerned with waiting for Reggie that night. That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up. You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know. Count 4. Counting Ben, of course. With that many eyes, do you really think something would have slipped by me? 4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose. Yikes, the judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trillo. That doesn't change the fact we saw Max. So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night? Of course, that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time. I guess that makes sense since he was waiting for Reggie. Showed up after I've been waiting for about 5 minutes. About what time would you say these events took place? You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure that out yourself. You already know that the practice finished promptly at 10 PM. You already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now, what time was it? Indeed, what time was it? What time was... Ow! Jesus. It was 10 past 10. Ah yes, that sounds about right. It sounds about right because that's the time I saw Max on the scene. Said good evening, didn't acknowledge. So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night. You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and you say good afternoon during the day, right? And isn't it obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night? What, Ben? You've got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trillo? You say good evening at night? Ah, I'm sorry, Trillo. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom. Impossible. The performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know that better. There's got to be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Ben's half of the comedy act? Trillo's evening greeting. I mean, why would he say good evening to his love rival? Why is he being so genteel about that, you know? Isn't that a bit strange to you? What do you mean? Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange. Why would it strike you as strange? Exactly, how is it strange to be cordial to one of your co-workers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a co-worker, I could understand. Ow! Speaking of... Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. Well, there's no reason that Trillo would ever say something nice to Max, but how do I go about proving with evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world, but I'm sure you already learned that one. I guess I can give it a shot. Resume the testimony. Let's try the other question, see what that leads to. So Ben's half of the comedy act. I hate to say it, but Ben's part of your little act is coming off a bit stale. I'm sure that if a pro... Ow! You're not trying to pass yourself off as a professional performer, are you? Don't get so wrapped up in yourself, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Oh god, wow, 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 you should know better. Ow, ow, yes, mistress. That hurts. That should have set him straight. You like this girl, Zaras? Man, she's vicious. Oh my god. She doesn't even respect the safe word. Okay? That's the problem. We can set a safe word with her and she doesn't respect it. Hey, James Games. There's no way in hell somebody like Franziska would use a whip in court in real life. I know, right? Yeah, whips are your thing, huh, Zaras? Yes, do tell us more, within reason. Alright. Absolutely sure it was him. Okay, so we need to disprove this with evidence. Why would he say good evening to him? It could be the bottle. We know that he was walloped over the head, and it's like, literally, you would say good evening to someone who hit you in the head with a bottle earlier? Oh yeah, weirdos at Capcom. Yeah. They had some fun with this game, I think. The inner sub in everyone unleashes. Uh-huh. Absolutely sure it was Max. We saw him at the scene. You're 100% sure on what you just said? I told you already. Geez, I'm 100% absolutely sure. There's no way that he could be any more confident than that, right? I don't know, he could be. Is he rounding up? There's no way we could mistake someone wearing all that shit. Right. Okay, hold it. 3 ridiculous symbols, huh? Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that same question by now? If you're going to ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everybody together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. I mean, there is a disclaimer in the game manual that says everything is fiction and not to be repeated in the real court of law. Well, thank God for that. Anybody who carries a whip into a court is asking for trouble. Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in the testimony somewhere. Do we have the proof that makes something stick? All we can do is try, right, Nick? We've got to have something that will prove useful. Time to go to work. I think the bottle is like to go against the good evening thing. The game made a big deal out of this being a problem, so it could be that. Don't mind me just saving the game. Let's just look at everything first. Anything else where he wouldn't say good evening for? It's probably the bottle. Orange juice, Trillo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Reggie, to be exact. It wasn't that big of a deal, it was just an argument. A disagreement at most. Yeah. Most, casual disagreements I have always end up with bottles being broken over heads. A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked on the head with a bottle. Boom! There he goes again. It's 76% orange juice. Fresh, flavorful. Yes. That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he? What? That's an admission of assault and battery? Ow! Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There is absolutely no way he would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. There's no way this puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival. Grrr! Are you saying this witness is lying? That he's trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the scene of the crime? I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, I just... That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you please explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? Ooh. He could have seen a different person wearing Max's stuff. Oh, he did see the defendant. That doesn't mean he killed him. Could have gone looking for him, like, what's taking him so long? You know, like, where is Mr. Berry, Ringmaster? I don't think he didn't see anybody. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else that he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all, which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That's why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it. What in the world? Will the defense kindly explain who it was that Trillo saw that evening? Would have been the ringmaster. I guess he saw the victim instead. Because we know that they just dumped Mo the clown back at his room because he was pretty tired and they helped him get back to his room. He was waiting for Regina, so, you know, Reggie, sorry, slipped up. So there would be, you know, no good evening. That would have been, oh, she showed up and then we went and did the thing. Unless he's saying it to himself, to Ben. That's entirely possible that they could have been talking to each other. But no. The only other person who would have walked past would have been Russell Berry. Considering the ill temper of the witness, there is only one person he would greet, because everybody liked him. He doesn't like anybody, actually. That's a good point. Trillo doesn't like anybody. He's dissed everybody there apart from the Ringmaster's daughter as well, and the Ringmaster. They were the good ones. Everybody else is dumb and stupid and can go to hell. It must be Reggie. It's Reggie, isn't it, right? She's so cute. Judge, she's 16, shut up. No, Your Honor. Not Reggie. If it was, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Yeah, Udgy, please. Oh, yeah. Suppose you've got a point there. It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? Thank you. He's actually helping. You are correct, it was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the Ringmaster Russell Berry. Because I wonder if he put Max's stuff on because it was snowing. And it was just like a little extra layer of warmth. That's why you greeted him, Trillo, isn't that correct? Gulp. Answer the question, Mr. Quist. Boom! Ah! Order! Order! How do you respond to this? Wait a second! Well, at first I thought it was the old man, but once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica. How so? Because he was wearing the stuff? I think it's high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it the Ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry? The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. 3 symbols? Oh, for God's sake, stop it. Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man. You gotta remember them by now. Here we go again, everybody, all together now. Oh, ow! Yes, we know the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. a silk hat, and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. No, they wouldn't. What was that? Well, the witnesses endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. What? Ms. von Karma, do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant? Well, if that's the case, then this is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Yes, I think we finally won this one. Okay. That is very unfortunate. You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but... Who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? Here comes Mo. Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond the shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question and evidence that clearly establishes one thing, that there was no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for the crime. Well, that is kind of your job. Are we to be thrilled by this? Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare the next witness. The court is now in recess. Cool. This is an interesting case. I'm liking this so far. Okay, guys, so before we save that, I'm going to take the last break of the day because we're about 10 minutes before it anyway. So rather than getting started on the whole next thing and stopping partway through, let's just take a break now. So, hi guys, we're back. How are we all doing? Did you all have a good break? Oh, Erikai's done a coin flip. Let's have a look. Aha! No dad jokes. You did not? Oh dear, what happened? Weren't here for you to annoy. Oh, well then, yeah. Well, I'm back now, so... There we go. Sweetie, you have to believe me, I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene. But then, where were you when the murder took place? We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room. See, the fact that his stuff's right at the door there as well makes me wonder if he just slipped it on to be like, oh, a little bit of extra warmth. Because he said something about how, he said, well, it's cold out there, you know, you're going to be okay in just your coat? Exactly, he told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seems like. But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right? Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. He went straight to the ringmaster's... Oh, I went straight to the ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes. When I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off. Which means... You think he would have noticed if his own costume had gotten used. Plus, why wasn't he wearing it? I mean, the hat was found there, but why wasn't he wearing the cloak? That means that it means the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous. That's a fabulously possible possibility. Well done, Nick. However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't it a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go? Double? Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up. Magician or president? Can you imagine this guy as president? Holy cow. You have no idea how hard it was to make the decision. That's really cool. Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. Now that everyone is back, let's get started. This court is now back in session. Ms. Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case. Very well, I will now call my next witness. My sweetheart, not everybody should be a detective. Exactly. She's like, wow, you should be a detective. To everything. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Lawrence Curls? Why does she just call him a pitiful clown? Well, he is. Heads for redemption. You got tails again. The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record. Oh boy, it begins? Oh no. Yeah, the clown is the Three Stooges. They keep calling him the Stooges, so now he's Lawrence Curls Moe. Larry Curly Moe. Ah! Damn, name and occupation. Will the witness please inform the court why he is speaking autobiographical gibberish? Larry Moe Curls, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited to the sort of occasion. Did he just sing? Yep. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name. Oh yeah, maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirts, no shoes, no service. Oh god. That's it, copyright strikes. Okay, how about this? Have you met my proctologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? How was that one? Oh god. Yep, that's it. I'm not even going to object to this whipping. Go on. Again. Your name. Lawrence Curls. Professional funny man, also known as Moe the Clown. You witnessed the scene around 10:15 PM the day of the murder, correct? Yes, that's it. Very well, Mr. Curls, will you please testify as to what you saw that evening? A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian. Oh god, without the humour, please. Okay. Oh, poor Moe can't be his normal stoogy self in court. Yes, that's a good thing. I know, I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh, almost useless, but I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today, but this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try to make everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing? I do not want to cross-examine that. Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness? Huh? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of the case. Really? You'll really hear me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be at your will be your straight man later. Thank you, I can't wait. Poor Gumshoe. Oh no, it's gonna be Gumshoe. Got $10 that says Maya will laugh at some point when he's on the stand. Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, she's easily amused, that girl. Now that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony? Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want. As little as possible then. Thank you. The night of the murder. After practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep. Before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away though. It was the ringmaster and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now. Of course you can. There is no way this account can be criticised. However, the witness is a bit, how do you say, off-kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. That must be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defence's cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Does the game honor coin flips? I want to make Mo stop telling jokes. Yeah, sadly, I can't stop that. Nick, you've got to find some contradiction in his testimony. I know that. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, I'm afraid that if you push the witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you're not going to engage in pointless saber-rattling. Understand, Your Honor? If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. You have something to tell you, it doesn't stop? Oh no. So what you witnessed? Dare Matt to head for Punland. That's terrible and I'm not flipping the coin for that. Well, actually I will. We'll see if it's heads or tails. Oh, you got heads. Well done. You won the coin flip. The night of the murder, after the practice was over, we went back to the room. Let's hold it there. You'd say that practice wrapped up around 10, correct? Why must you dash my hopes? See, that's the thing. Huh? How exactly am I supposed to make jokes about 10 PM? Now, 8 o'clock. That's something a clown can get a riff off. Let's just pretend it was 8 o'clock. That way I can make a great joke. No, let's not. Let's not make it 8, alright, Mo? Don't stray from the facts. What do you mean, let's not? Don't take the clown out of the clowning around. Come on, Nick, just listen to his joke. There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. 3, I'll get whipped. Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony? So boring. Yes, but you'll notice, whip mark free. You have no idea how tired I was that night I was pooped. Okay. Because you suffered and so must everybody else. You were pooped that night? Yes, I was very, very tired. Not to mention I had some bad Mexican food. Oh god. What? A double cheese, double bean enchilada is a dangerous menu item. What happened after that, as they say, happens. Oh, that was one... that one was cool, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days. That joke was so hip, I don't want to ruin it with a reply. You're glad he's a failed clown. Aw. Hey, wait a minute. What? I got... Damn, I just got penalized for that. I've got a good reply, though. That joke was so funny, it's just earned you a penalty. I didn't make it! Thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. You just happened to glance out the window? You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed, Mr. Curls. Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on the issue. No, keep pressing. If you press the wrong stuff, they penalize you. Yeah, it's a minefield. This is why it's a pain. Ugh. Exactly why did you look out of the window that night? Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday... Yes, he said he heard a noise that was incredibly loud. Sounded like a giant thump. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of the window that night. One does not simply glance out of a window. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot to mention the thump, didn't I? The window guy ever show up? No, no phone call, nothing. But when I went on break, my phone did buzz for an email that I got from my letting agent saying that they're taking measures because of the COVID-19 virus and all that stuff. And one of the points on the bulletin was about how repairs might take a little longer. But they will be doing them as long as their contractors aren't isolating, in which case they'll find new ones, blah blah blah. I really hope this guy hasn't gone into isolation. I want my window fixing. Oh yeah, that's right, forgot about the thump. Whip. That's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah, what she said. Again. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise the testimony. Your wife and I weren't sure if you should let the cleaning crew into the house tomorrow. Yeah. Very well, Mr. Curls, revise your testimony. This should start turning the tables in our favour. There's a large noise, or a huge noise outside the window. That's what made me look outside. Right, let's question that. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it was kind of sounded like, I guess you could say, Mr. Curls, the court. May the court remind you that humour is unnecessary. Oh, how do you know that I was going to make a joke? I guess the sound sounded like, I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like, honestly. Someone getting hit, huh? What then? You went to look out the window and you saw two silhouettes a bit far away. Far away, you say? If you had to say exactly how far away they were. Let me think about that for a second, no jokes. If my room is here, they looked about yay big, and I'd say they were about 30 feet from my window. Just 30 feet, that's not far at all. It was snowing that night and had cut down on visibility. Yeah, but the snow had stopped by then, right? I see. Please continue with the testimony regarding the shadows. I want to save it, because if this is a minefield... Let's tiptoe. The ringmaster, and he was with Max, wearing his cloak. You say you clearly saw this, even though you were, by your own admission, far away. That's right, I had been thinking about it over and over since that night, but things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Ms. Von Karma. Now I'm 100% certain that it was Max and the ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols? Again, with that. There we go, safe scummit. Yes, definitely. Lawyers nowadays, do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? Alright, everyone knows what to do. All together now, say it with Uncle Mo. See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Ah! Enough foolishness, back on track. Will the witness please testify as to what he saw and only what he saw? Kept watching them, and all of a sudden Max clonked the ringmaster on the head. You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head? Yes, I did. It's the climax of the story. He really does enjoy the completely random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean the weapon? I have no idea. A weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. What did you see? You said you saw everything, didn't you? Well, yes, I suppose I did. Wait, no, I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. My favourite quote was Innie, where did I hide Matt? Here. Yep. Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed that night? I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor, poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty. Holy shit, look at that penalty. Isn't that a bit melodramatic? So what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I think I'd rather have the whip. Ah, no, actually, no. No. Do you have a clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? Do we? Wasn't he sleeping? Well, he said he was about to go to sleep, but then he heard the noise outside and then went to the window to look. So he hadn't actually gone to sleep yet. Trying to think. Now, that lamp outside, the light, was it actually working or not? Because they said that all the lights are supposed to be on around the thingy, you know, around the lodgings. But there was a reason why we were talking about that one, was that it maybe wasn't working? I don't remember. Just saving it for no reason at all. It's always good to save a game every now and then, you know? I mean, if we don't, then we don't have anything else to pick apart in this testimony. I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you will be telling us that great reason. Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony. Okay. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? Mo said he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Mo just stated the following under oath. I kept watching them. All of a sudden, Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. If Mo is to be believed when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, yes, there's no way he could have seen him clonk anybody. It's the wrong order of events. Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? They didn't commit. These clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car. What? Are you reciting the C-Team theme to anger this court? No. Just stalling for time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick. The C-Team. You have a cleaning crew. We hire a cleaning service once a week for the house. 4 persons for an hour and a half. Gets the house all shiny. Nice. Set the house on fire every month. Oh. Flames purify all. These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth. Well, you're back from your jog. Well, it pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much. When I looked out of my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. Von Karma. Tampering with witnesses again. So now you're saying you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster? Yes. When I looked out of my window, the ringmaster had already been checked out. Checked out? Yep. He was on a permanent vacation, as they say. Ha ha ha! Oh god. Mr. Curls, Your Honor? You did not witness the actual crime, however you say that you saw the criminal, correct? Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. Please testify to the silhouette you saw. If I catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it? Got it. Again, it's a silhouette. That's it. Sometimes you find yourself in a difficult situation. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when you want to change your mind. Exactly. Word to the wise right there. It was a bit far away, but that shadow could have only belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. Again with the uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. He didn't say the roses though. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever, this should finally be good enough, yes? No? It's decisive testimony. Was Max really at the crime scene that night? He said he wasn't there, we have to believe that. Alright, Mr. Wright, commence your cross-examination. That's it, shush it, Karma, you messed with him. A bit far away, the shadow could have only belonged to Max. Don't you think that you are going a little overboard with how explicit you're being? That shadow belonged to Max is an awfully firm statement, don't you think? What are you getting at? I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' lives is on the line here. Are you truly 100% certain that it was Max? I'm not the kind of person who would lie about something as serious as this. The silhouette I saw was Max. I'm convinced of that. Doesn't seem like he's jumping to conclusions this time. Let's go over this again then. What makes you so sure you saw Max that night? No doubt, especially when I saw the uppity symbols. Forgot to mention that your driving test is cancelled. Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, dude. I mean, better safe than sorry, but yeah. You've been revving up for that for a while, huh? That wasn't even intentional, it just happened. But yeah, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry to hear it. I mean, you know, that gives you another month of preparation. That's silver lining. You've got one more month of preparation. You know, keep getting going. Keep reading up on all the rules and a bit more practice. That means you're going to nail it when it actually comes around. But yeah, I hope in a month's time that they do let you take it. So Trillo said the same thing, but if it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone had just taken Max's symbols and worn them? I thought of that myself, but just looking at the shape of the face, I saw that it must have been Max. You said it was a silhouette though. Are you sure of that? Such a silly little boy. He threw his entire case headlong into a trap. The silk hat, the black cloak, they were all there. He doesn't say the white roses. You're sure that's what you saw that night? Exactly what I saw is exactly what I saw. I've got eyes like a hawk. Don't birds have terrible night vision? He should have said an owl. Roast Matt. No! That pun was very bad. I know. Yeah. Sometimes the jokes, you know, they just drive in the wrong direction. I'm gonna hide now. Sorry. You was watching Rick and Morty. You got it playing on big TV today. Nice. Oh god, I know. I'm so dead, you guys. Look, I've been good lately, okay? I've been good. I'm allowed every now and then. Or maybe I'm not. I can already feel my wife glaring into her monitor, which means I'm not allowed every now and then. Yes, but that's not at all what I saw. The hell you know about driving, Matt? Your country can't even drive on the right side of the road. No, we drive on the left side of the road over here. Never mind. I'm getting way too excited about this now. My gosh. I know. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not wrong. We don't drive on the right side of the road. I'm disconcerted that the clown's hat matches the actual mouth expression. Oh my god, it does! I didn't notice that! Oh my god. Now, we set that one up together, Alchemist. We'll both take a bit of credit for that. So his face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt it was him. You were able to see that kind of detail from your window? Nope, it's all you. Come at you. Alright, fine. There was a light near the scene of the crime. Anyone with decent eyesight would have been able to see that much. Out of curiosity mode, what is your eyesight like? I can see like a hawk out of my left eye and an eagle out of my right eye. Our records say his eyesight is perfect 20/20. That must mean he could have seen the crime scene clearly. The more we look into the matter, the more suspicious it becomes. Hey, you asked me what my eyesight was like, not how it actually was. They shoot you for that in Texas. That's it, you get shot for everything. Absolutely. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. Once they find a vaccine for corona, you get shot for that in Texas too. That's it. There's no getting out alive. So you didn't actually see the criminal was holding. That's correct. I've been curious to know what caused the loud noise. It must have been something incredibly hard. Well, it would have been the crate chest dropping to the ground, right? I don't think it was the actual clonk. I think it was the guy falling over. Too bad they haven't found the murder weapon to know for sure. They claim it was a blunt object, at least it says so in the autopsy report. With Trillo's testimony and now Moe's, the reality seems like Max is the killer. Nick, you've got to find the contradiction in this. That's not going to be enough. What? I have to prove that Moe saw someone other than Max that night. That's the only thing that will help. I've got to do it. Okay, so what could it be? Let's just review the evidence, then we'll go back through the testimonies. I mean, he saw the hat. And it's definitely Max's. He's even verified it. But a picture of the crime scene with no footprints. If he saw him standing there, there would be footprints, right? So that's a possibility. That's emblazoned with Max's 3 famous symbols. Broken bottle's not going to be useful. The map, definitely not really useful. Maybe we use the box. It was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubt. I saw his uppity symbols, the silk hat, the black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, there was no doubt it was him. The cloak was fluttering, couldn't see what he was carrying. The air of the valleys is cold and comforting. Nice. Sounds good. The air here is wet, hot, and trying to kill everybody. It's nice and sunny there today, Shy. Lovely. Yeah, here it's been a little bit grey all day. I thought it was going to be a nice day, but it's been kind of murky grey. I think it tried to rain earlier. I'm pretty sure it looked like drizzle, but quickly vanished. But it's been, yeah, a bit damp. So I think what we do is we contradict this with the poster to say, well, look, there's all 3 symbols here. You only mentioned 2 of them. After we save it. Oh, that was just the natural state of things there. Well, yesterday was nice and sunny. Yeah, that's it. It's the, what should we say? It's the expected norm. If it's a grey day, then yeah. If it's nice and sunny here, like it was yesterday, it was sunny, a little bit breezy, but fresh. You know, like a good, nice, fresh breeze, instead of it being just wind, like just trying to blow the house down. Would you call it Earl Grey? No, I would not. Earl Grey tastes disgusting. I don't know why Picard likes that stuff. I've had Earl Grey tea and it's like dishwater. It's horrible. Alright, let's press with this. There we go. When he didn't mention the roses, I did think that was it. Don't tell my mum that she drinks Earl Grey. Oh, that's right, she does, doesn't she? Yeah. I mean, it's a taste. Some people might like it, but people don't. It's like everything. You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols? I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right? Mo, everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. Say them with me now. 3 symbols? Yay! Everybody get ready, all together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. What the? Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Didn't you? Isn't that right, Mo? Ha! Oh my god, do you like pie? Silence, fool. You are to respond with the whole truth, not fractions. Order! Order! Even she's making bad jokes now. Mo, did you... you didn't see the roses, did you? To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person that I saw. The crime scene was dark. It's obvious that it was too dark to see that kind of detail, but it was light enough to see enough detail, right? You just said. The witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that there are roses that are white. There's no way he would have missed them. Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene. Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of the case? Clearly not. He's just toying with this court. I've got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet, even if we can't see it. You actually like Earl Grey and English breakfast. English breakfast is nice, yeah. I mean, that's just like how what we normally drink as tea here. I mean, if you say tea here in England, you're probably talking about what other people know as English breakfast tea. But yeah. For a country that is upon... Oh god, I cannot pronounce that word. Katsu... This is without to do. Nope, not even try. I can't even do that. There's gonna have to be tea in my house in the future. Yes, there is! And remember, Shai, when we went to Edmonton, there was that shop in the mall, that English shop, and we went in there, and it actually had the brand of tea that I buy here in England, and I was like, oh, it has Yorkshire tea, so that means there's hope that I will probably find some in, you know, the Calgary area as well. So we're gonna be fine. When you say tea here, it means sugar with slightly flavoured water. Ooh, no, 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 no. I like my tea much stronger than that. I barely put any sugar in my tea. But on the way back from the wedding, my wife, she was sat next to me. Shai was sat next to me and I had tea on the plane on the way back. I was like, I'll have a cup of tea, please. And she commented on how I like faffed around like with the actual amount of sugar and milk that went into the tea. She was like, you're very specific, what the hell? Because it matters. We're not driving to Edmonton to get you British tea. You can get the crap no-name brand stuff from the grocer like other plebs. The faffing was awful, yes. It's important, my tea has to be right. A tea snob. I'm not a tea snob. I just like one brand, that's it. Tea snobs are the kind that have like 20 different artisanal loose leaf teas. I don't do that. By the time we were done faffing with the tea, it was cold. No, it was drinkable. It was fine. If it was cold, I would not have drunk it. Oh, I don't like cold tea. Anyway, back to this. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. You are a tea snob, King Pulsar. Hey, own it, love it, okay? That's you. Don't change. I'm not dissing anyone who's a tea snob. You know. Or a yarn snob even, like a certain someone in the chat. I encourage people to revel in what they love. So a tweet once of a racist guy who found out Yorkshire tea wasn't actually made in Yorkshire and he blew his mind. What? You mean they don't grow it in Leeds? No, they don't. The company that buys it is in Leeds. Being a yarn snob is the best thing. Not gonna argue. She does have a big collection. She's got a huge stash. It's great. Your Honor, do you recall Trillo's testimony? There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with that crazy get-up and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece get-up? Blah blah blah, and on he went. Trillo saw them all. Trillo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There's absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction. One day you'll maybe do something with the stash other than pet it. That's just put a horrible image in my mind. You sat there going, yes, yes, my pretty yarn. Just petting the yarn. My goodness. He tweeted at Yorkshire Tea being a jerk, and they tweeted back with a ton of wit, and it made me giggle. They're great. Yeah, Yorkshire Tea's a really funny company. I like them. Now, what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointlessness, but this... Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap up this case now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case. Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age. I'm not mature.